Want to lose 10 pounds? Who doesn't, right? What seemingly easy steps you can take to make that happen.
Plus, oil in our food supply, what a local study has to say, and how the Gulf oil spill of 2010 is still impacting us today.
And taking advantage of what's left of summer, gardening expert Jenny Rosenkrantz is here to tell us what plants we need to have to attract summer butterflies and birds. Delmarva Life starts right now. And good afternoon, everyone. I'm Lisa Bryant.
I'm Jimmy Hopple. Welcome to Delmarva Life from historic Studio D.
And we'd like to welcome our studio audience today. We've got a fun one. We have the Red Hatters with us.
Now, you guys, we just want to clarify that we know you're a bunch of party animals. We got the bouncers lined up at the door, so
that's right,
just in case.
That's right. Well, wow, it is great to be back, isn't it?
Oh boy.
We've had a little bit of a break.
Is it really fair to say that we've had a break?
No, we did not have a break.
What happened was we used up everything for the show that we prepared like November and December, and we had to set up the next several months. So,
yeah, so we decided.
But it's good to be back.
It is good to be back, and it's back to school for a lot of kids. Some kids went back to school last week. Mine, my one kid left in public school.
You have to clarify that. In public school, okay.
In public school, yeah. My 8th grader. Guys, okay, I'm a little tired, and I'm drinking the coffee today.
Oh, you hear this. This is great.
moved our daughter into her dorm at 2 o'clock yesterday afternoon, a little over 24 hours ago, right?
Well, not a big deal, is it?
Not a big deal unless the dorm is 629 miles away. So, yeah, so set my...
What time did you get home today?
2 o'clock in the morning. Got up, got to work. Plus, my youngest son had his first day of 8th grade today, so it was a fun time in the Bryant house. But I'm just glad to get back into the routine. I think a lot of moms are like that. It's like, summer's great, it's wonderful and everything, but by the time school starts, you're ready to get into that routine, that schedule where you know what's coming next. For the most part, not all moms know what's coming next. So,
but it's better than it was for the summer.
Yeah.
So, back to school, and that, as a matter of fact, is one of the top things in our hot topics this afternoon. There's a whole bunch of great Facebook posts today about the first day of school. A lot of good stuff from this morning. There was all kinds of pictures that showed up. There were all kinds of posts from people, and I think this one had to be one of my favorites. This is from Seaford to the Seaford freshmen. Happy first day, Fresh Meat.
Oh, that's
terrible. This was
terrible.
Seaford senior Jody Ann Baker who put that one out.
That's interesting. And we got a ton of pictures from a lot of parents and the first day of school pictures, you know.
Yeah.
And we got so many that we're probably just going to show them throughout the week.
Yeah.
Because
great pictures.
A lot
of
stuff
standing by the bus, walking down the street with a brand new backpack on her back. It was great. Awesome stuff. And there was also an interesting call, and I saw this and I really thought this was terrific. And it was aimed at Dad. It was the first day of school, and Kirkland Hall, he's the local NAACP chapter president. He said he got this idea from the Black Star Project in Chicago. He says fathers need to teach boys to respect women, authority, and adults. So he called dads out this morning to take the kids to the bus stop or take the kids to school.
That's nice,
for Dad to become involved in what's going on with the kids and getting back to school. So, you know, hopefully that happened this afternoon as well. You know, maybe Dad picked the kids up.
Yeah.
But I think that is an awesome and a wonderful challenge to Dad.
It'd be nice if employers let the dads have a little bit of time off so that they can do that.
Make that connection with the kid afterwards so they understand. It's important to Dad.
Now, one Delmarva native is actually going to school for the first time. Not just any school, Juilliard.
Wow.
Congratulations to Matt Williams, who's been working with the Marva Theater Academy down in Pocomoke City. And he graduated from the Theater Academy. He's been accepted to Juilliard, and that's no easy feat.
No.
The Marva Theater recently completed the Academy for the summer. Next year will be the 20th year for the Marva Theater Academy. So let's hear it for them.
Good job.
Remember that name, Matt Williams.
Matt, you're going to see him pop up a lot. So, got a little rain over the weekend.
I know, right?
Anybody have any? Did you guys get rain? Little?
I didn't.
Wow.
I was gone all weekend. I didn't.
You missed all this, didn't you?
I missed everything.
These were some incredible storms that came through.
I couldn't believe it.
It was a mess, caused a mess in a lot of places. And I think, big picture here, the newsroom's making sure, as far as injuries and stuff, I think for the most part, it was relatively good. I think everybody reacted properly.
Right.
I know there was an accident up in Blades that was sort of related to the weather, but not really. but I think everything went relatively well there.
It could have been a lot worse.
It could have
Let's
been
just
a
put it that
whole
way.
lot worse.
Yeah.
And the reason I wanted to mention all the storms was, you know, you're thinking, okay, first day of school, summer's over, now what do we do? Well, it is still a good time to go to the beach. And a lot of people still can go to the beach, but this coming weekend is the Labor Day weekend.
Oh, yeah.
And that is a big deal when it comes out to how many lifeguards are actually going to be on the beach as well. Dewey Beach Patrol Captain Todd Fritchman says they usually have a staff of 48. Well, after Labor Day, that goes to 10 or 15.
Oh.
So it's a great time.
Covering the same amount of beach, right?
Covering the same amount of beach.
Yeah.
So it's a great time. Go out there, have a lot of fun, but keep an eye on the kids.
Yeah.
Just to make sure.
And stay near the lifeguard stands.
Yeah.
Because there's going to be some areas that you might not have coverage.
Right. So just get out. Be careful. You'll have a good time. It'll be a lot of fun. You remember Suzanne Thurman? We had her here on
with the Murr Institute.
The show with the Murr Institute. There she is. Got a sea turtle in her hands.
Ah.
She is pointing out that this is actually a great time, September and October, to spot sea turtles in the Delaware waters.
Really?
They like to feed on the horseshoe crabs. And the waters, as warm as they are, sea turtles are apparently cold-blooded. So with the nice warm waters, they love it around here. So this is a good time to get out and see
Just
them
don't
as well.
touch.
Don't touch. Don't touch.
them.
She can do that. She
Yeah.
runs the place. That's what she does.
Yeah, just look at how beautiful they are. Hey, you know, I remember a couple years back, maybe 5-10 years back, they put a roundabout in Fruitland. You know which one I'm talking about there at Cedar? Well, a lot of people were worried and scared. I mean, what do you think? You know what a roundabout is? Y'all know what a roundabout is?
Instead of the straight-on intersection.
Yeah. In theory, to me, it seems like it would be confusing, but once I started using the one in Fruitland, I was okay with it.
It made sense. I'll be honest, though. There was one up near Federalsburg that I forgot about one time, and I think I went straight across.
Oh, my.
I'm not sure.
Don't do that in Georgetown.
Oh, no, they don't like that at all.
They don't like that.
Fountains and
well, now
water,
they're thinking about putting one in Princess Anne at the intersection of UMES Boulevard and Somerset Avenue, where apparently there have been a lot of accidents since that boulevard opened in 2001. Wow, I can't believe it's been that long.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
what they're still trying to make sure they can secure the funding. If they do go ahead and get the funding, it's going to be a couple years before they actually get it started.
Yeah.
So they got to do all the bids, you know, and all that stuff. So it's going to be a couple years. It affects the homeowners, you know, the sidewalks, all that stuff.
I know there's people from New Jersey who are saying,
What?
what's the big deal? Because they're everywhere in New Jersey, aren't they?
Yeah, those and jug handles. Don't start me on jug handles all over again. This bad thing.
Oh, someday ask me about the Michigan left. That's all I'm going to say.
Really?
Yeah, where you have to go right to go and make a U-turn to go left.
Come back to go left?
Yeah, some call it the Detroit left, Michigan left. I don't know.
Yeah.
I have no
The
idea.
roundabout is awesome. It's wonderful. You're going to love it. Did you know that this weekend is the 65th annual Hard Crab Derby in Chrisfield?
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah, 65 years. That's a lot of crabs.
That's a lot of crabs. And this year it has something more than just crabs.
Yeah. Peacocks.
It has peacocks.
Yes.
You remember the 3 peacocks? We've been keeping an eye on these guys. Well, here's a shot came up on Facebook just this morning, I think it was.
Yep.
They have actually decided that this year they're going to have a peacock costume in the Saturday parade. Leslie Wilson has been busy sewing the outfit of a blue sequined fabric. She says it's going to be gaudy and gorgeous.
I think it's wonderful. I think that the whole Chrisfield peacock thing is just great. I mean, you take something so random as a couple peacocks showing up downtown and you turn it into something that it has its own Facebook page.
Right.
You know, everyone is interested in it. And plus, it gives us something to talk about.
Yeah, that's always important. By the way, just in case you want a T-shirt from the 65th, they've got a peacock on the T-shirt.
That's great.
Get
I
that now.
want
They're taking
one.
the Tulsa
I need to
Museum.
get one.
So-
I want a peacock T-shirt. Hey, do you give Zach an allowance?
I did,
You did.
but he quit doing the chores I was giving him an allowance for, so I
So
quit.
you fired him.
I fired him. I still have to feed him, though. I don't know how that works.
Yeah. Well, apparently there was a survey out. It's from the American Institute of CPAs.
Yeah.
61% of parents still give their kids an allowance. I know we've given our kids allowances, and if you talk to my youngest child, you know, we cheat him out of an allowance every week. But yeah, 61%. 54% of those parents started before age 8.
Right, we did.
Giving the kid
Yeah.
allowance. Get this, the average monthly allowance is $65.
65 bucks?
bucks. 55 bucks a month. That equals to 700 some odd dollars a year.
It's almost $800
You can
a
buy
year.
a nice iPad or something for that
And
amount.
have money left over.
Yeah.
Wow.
But 48% give cash for good grades. And we talked about this a little bit. You know, we did that. We, you know, $10 per A. Why not? And my daughter always got like, you know, $40, $50, $60.
She made the money.
She made all the money. All the boys were like, "That's no fair." And I'm like, "No, I think that's fair." But anyway, we just thought it was an interesting subject, so we put it to Facebook to find out what you think about giving allowance or whether or not you still give it. And Shannon Purdue says, we don't give allowance, kind of look at it as a form of welfare. We work on the commission method in my house. Some things are just required because you live in the house, but on special occasions, we give work assignments and pay accordingly. I agree kind of with that, but there's always, I have these kids who are very literal, like, okay, so I think that's what, they try to negotiate what's worth what. We got a couple other comments. We have another one here. This is from Jessica Windsor. She's only 16. She hasn't had an allowance since she was about 10. She says some kids do get allowance so that I guess their parents can teach them about saving and spending, which is good. And then this last comment I thought was just kind of funny. $65 a month. If my parents were alive, I think I might consider moving in with them. I agree. David Etheridge, I agree with you 100%. I would.
So were you able to use that to teach your kids how to handle money?
I did. I could tell, well, kind of, sort of, you know.
I think I did the same thing. I wasn't really impressed with the results or the effect. But
it varied with child.
Yeah.
It varied with child. So if you want to weigh in on the conversation, of course, go to delmarvalife.com and like us on Facebook, because that's where we put all kinds of questions, and that's where we talk to you and you talk to us.
Yes.
So go to our
Very
Facebook page.
Everybody, and I just want to toss this in real quick and we're going to move on. Everybody else called him a nerd. I'm sorry, everybody else called him a hero. He called himself a nerd.
Kind of like you.
Thanks. I don't remember saying that. Anyway, Neil Armstrong, the first man to walk on the moon, died Saturday at the age of 82. This is him sitting in the lunar module after the historic spacewalk. One small step for man. So just wanted to toss that in there real quick. He's got, how many kids? He's survived by his wife, 2 sons, stepson, stepdaughter, 10 grandkids, a brother and a sister.
Yeah, what a hero.
A little bit later on Delmarva Life, simple steps to shed 10 pounds without actually stepping foot in the gym. How a few small changes can make a great big difference.
And hopefully I can eat that pizza. Plus, one young lady who is also making a difference, using her talents to raise money for Gulf Coast recovery efforts following the massive oil spill there. How it's inspiring others.
Did you know it has been 2 years since that Gulf Coast oil spill? Scientists from Horn Point Lab in Cambridge have been down to the Gulf to see the impact of that spill, and we're going to talk to one of the scientists to see how that spill impacted the food chain. Delmarva Life, life at its best. We're on Delmarva.
Delmarva Life is brought to you by Sussex County Federal Credit Union, guiding you to your financial future. Peninsula Regional Medical Center, honored to serve the entire Delmarva Peninsula since 1897, and your local York and Mitsubishi dealers.